Alright, this is going to be a quick little overview of this Suncoo plasma cutter I have. It's been a great little unit for me for the last 2 years I've had it, and I thought I would share it with everybody, just in case somebody's out there wanting to know about a decent little plasma cutter for your money. I bought this one 2 years ago at probably about $220. I think right now it's selling on Amazon for about $230, $229, you know. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in the description down below. You can go to it and check it out. So let me just go through some of the settings. This is going to be your grounding clamp here. It's just, you twist it, stick it in there, twist it, locks in place. These two just screw right on. This is going to be your voltage regulator. It will show up here in the little screen what voltage you actually have it set at. This is going to be an air delay for your gun. After you stop pulling the trigger, release the trigger, air is going to blow out of it, and it's going to have a short setting and a long setting. And that's what this little switch is going to do. I've had a few people asking about that switch. This is going to show the power is on the unit, and then this is your overheat sensor. So whenever you use the machine too much, the gun will actually stop working, and this switch will come on telling you that it's overheated. It's going to have to run for a while to get cooled down. Don't shut the machine off if that's on, and let the machine run for a while to cool it down, because if you do shut it down, it does have the possibility of overheating some of the internal parts and melting them out. So just leave the machine running until that clicks off by itself. This is going to be a regulator. This does come with the unit. Basically, you just pull it up, turn it to whatever air pressure. I've got it set at about 50 right now. I usually cut somewhere between 40 to 60 psi. Nothing over that. That regulator is technically supposed to be back here, but I don't like putting it back here because, one, it blocks the fan, and two, it's really hard to see. You have to walk, since it would come right off the back of the unit, you have to walk all the way back and look back at it. This way, I've already had it all the way up here near the work site. I could just turn it and put it wherever I want. Also, the power switch for the unit is back here. Why they put it back here is because over in England and a few other countries, you have to have your power switch near the power input for the machine, and that's why it's back here. I've got a few questions about that too, and that's why it's here. That's why I finally found out why they had it back here. It was kind of stupid to me, but they had to sell this machine all over the world, so they had to make it where they could sell it in different parts of the country. And it's been a great little unit. The only thing that you'll need is a plug for the unit, because that's the only thing they won't send you, because I guess this machine can go to France, Europe, America. They don't put a plug with it, so that's something you will have to get before you get the machine. You technically can wire it right up to your wall or to your box technically, but if you do that, you won't be able to have the kind of portability. You probably will want to make this movable. That's why I got this cord here. It's 200-foot extension cords, the 110s, but it actually, let's see if I can find the end of it here. There you go. Yeah, so it's two 110 extension cords put together. You can basically say 110 and 110, 220. So it's basically a 220 cord with the same style plug for the unit and for the wall. So it's about 100-foot cord, and that will easily get me out to the end of the building out here. My building's about 30 feet long, so I'll have about 70 feet more outside the building to get out there to work on some vehicles and stuff. And this cord here, I think, you're probably looking at about $30 a cord. So both of them being somewhere around 60 bucks, and then all the plugs, so probably around $70, $80. You can get 100-foot 200 100-foot extension cord, you know, and that's way cheaper than what you could do with a regular 220 extension cord. But to remember, this is probably not going to be to code, you know, so if you do it this way, you know, it's on your own risk. So the unit is really great. It's working great for me for the last 2 years. If you pick up one of these units, I would definitely recommend going ahead and picking up one of these little sets. It's got all your tips, all your little electrodes, your little gappers here, air gappers. I'm not sure exactly what they actually call, but basically they just gap from the electrode to your tip so it doesn't ground out the tip. And then you've actually got your covers here for the tip. And one of these little kits, I think 100 piece, is about 25 bucks. I also will have that in the description if you're, you know, already bought one, or, you know, you just want to go check that one out too. But it's a great little kit, and this machine is really cost effective. Like 20 bucks for their 100 piece kit. You know, 20 bucks will only buy you a few cutting wheels, and you know that I've had this kit for probably a year and a half now. So I've only went through like 5 or 6 pieces. Now, to be fair, I don't use this thing every single day. You know, I'll use it and then put it away for about a week or two, come back out, pull it out, slice a few pieces of metal, you know, for about 20-30 minutes, and then put it back and then bring it back out again. So I mean, it's a good little unit for the money. I would definitely recommend it. I'd recommend going and checking out the link to it. Like I said, I can't really see you getting a better one for the price. You can get a cheaper one for a cheaper price, but I'm not sure if it's going to last as long as these do. And one of the main reasons I bought this was it actually has a name brand on it. You know, it's basically not a name brand, but it does have branding on it. And usually if somebody's willing to put their brand on it, that's saying it's kind of going to be a decent unit for a while. At least that's the way I think it. So here's how you're going to be assembling your gun. It's going to have a little electrode. It's going to go down in there first. And you've got this ring, this little air spacer ring. It's going to sit right down around your electrode. Make sure it sits all the way down, the seat's on top of it. There you go. And you'll have your actual tip. Sit that down on top of all that. And you're going to take your cap, stick it down, screw it down on. And just don't over tighten it, just bring it down where it gets snug. Just a little bit of extra turn on there, just to make sure your tip doesn't move or jiggle around in the gun there. And that's it. You can reuse this. Alright, so we're going to be cutting about an 1/8 inch steel. I've got the pressure turned up about 40. I've also got the amp turned out at 40. 40 is a little high, but I just thought I'd go ahead and use 40. See what to do. Should cut pretty fast. Over on the other side, cut down the other way. Pretty much loose now. A little spot here. Drop off. Alright. One more cut over here. I'll show you how fast it'll actually go and cut clean. Found it. So that's going to be the cut right there we just did. A little bit of slag on the bottom of it. Not bad. If you look down at, I mean, if it's a pretty decently straight cut just by eyeballing it. All right. Well, hope this helps somebody. Go check it out. Please give me one of these. And if you have any questions, just drop it in the description box below. Thank you very much. Bye.